In this video I'm going to describe the process of creating and printing layouts in the paper space in AutoCAD. The main goal is to create and print a layout with several viewports using the program AutoCAD with a paper space. First, we have to remember that there are two ways of printing with AutoCAD. One of them is from the model space and is less powerful. I recommend you to use printing from the paper space. It's more powerful and versatile. And this video is focused in this way of printing. First, in paper space we work with layouts. You can see on the left side the view of the model space and on the right side the view of the paper space. There are some differences that we will deal with that in following videos. The paper space is a new way of drawing. Most of the drawing is done in model space, but there are some things, most of them related to printing, that are done in the paper space. And in paper space you can work with different views simultaneously and you can print at the same time. The sequence that I propose you to create a layout and print this layout is start from the model space, clicking on the tab that is located in the lower left corner. You can select one of the tabs labeled with layout 1, 2 and so on. And then when you have clicked, the paper space is open. By default, it's created a viewport with all your drawing that you have in the model space, but with a size and location that is assigned by default, as I have told you before. Then I recommend you to erase this default window, delete this window to start from nothing. You can use the usual command erase. And then you have the sheet of paper, the empty sheet of paper, and then we can start from nothing. Then I recommend you to go to the page setup manager. You can select clicking with the right button of the mouse on the tab that belongs to the layout that you are working with, and then select the option page setup manager and modify. Then you will have this dialog. It's practically the same that you have for printing in AutoCAD from the model space, but you have slight differences. And here you select mainly the printer, the size of the paper and the orientation. Then once you have set up these settings, you can create the structure of the sheet of paper where you are going to locate your viewports. So you can create a kind of schema for the title block and for the different viewports that you are going to create. Then once you have created this structure, you can create the viewports. You can do this, you can run this option from the view menu, then viewports, one viewport. Here you can see that you have different options for creating viewports. 1, 2, 3, 4 viewports and polygonal and object. We are going to use the more frequent option, that is one viewport, one rectangular viewport. Then you can create as many viewports as you want. Here I have created 2 of them. And once you have created that, you have to scale each window. Then you have to go into each viewport. It's like entering in the model space. You are in the sheet of paper, in the paper space, but not working in the paper space really. You have to go into and work with the model space for assigning the scale. The way of assigning a scale is with the command zoom. Zoom, if you have worked with millimeters as units in the paper space, you will type zoom 1000 / the scale that you want, XP, without blank spaces, all without spaces. Okay? Then you can assign the scale with this command. Once you have assigned the scale, you have to label each view at least with the scale that you have in each viewport. Here I have written down in the block title the scale of the main view, and here you can see the scale of the detailed viewport. And then you have to print the layout. Finally, you go to the plot command, and here you have the dialog for printing, where you have the printer, the size of paper, the orientation that you have assigned before in the settings, and once you have all the settings in the right way, I recommend you to preview the layout, and then once you have checked that everything is okay, you have to push the OK button, and the printing process will be run. Here I have selected a PDF generator, and the result will be a PDF file, as you can see here. So with this sequence, summing up the video, with the sequence it's easier to develop all the process of printing with AutoCAD. And here as a whole conclusion, we could say that the paper space is the most powerful and versatile way of printing with the program AutoCAD, related to printing from the model space that is a bit old-fashioned.